Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
So when I had Dillian Whyte's trainer, Mark Tibbs, on, and Dillian Whyte a couple of days ago, what's one of the things that we were talking about? Well, we were talking about all the kind of things that's been going on against Dillian with regards to the WBC, the fact that there's plenty of people within boxing that wants to push his mandatory again to the side and all these kind of things. And one of the things that we all agreed on, that maybe it's time Dillian took legal action against the WBC. And that's exactly what he's done. Mauricio Sulaiman has confirmed that, although Mauricio Sulaiman hasn't said exactly what it is. In fact, he's saying that, we have to keep things behind closed doors and this, that and the other. Which is the shame that he never really had that kind of attitude when Dillian was going through this whole UCAS situation. That, again, was supposed to be quiet, but somehow he got leaked out to the world, right? But anyway, it's what it is. Now, I have messaged Dillian. I've sent him a text message. But obviously, Dillian, he is in camp, so he isn't going to have too much time. And the free time that he may get, I'm pretty sure that his phone has been blowing up from a lot of messages from a lot of people, so I don't really expect to get a reply from Dillian anyway. Obviously, if he does, it's going to be like an IFL, or it's going to be Sky Sports or the Sun newspaper or something, platforms that can push out his message to more people than maybe what I can, and that's absolutely fair enough. Now, the thing is, though, is it about time he's done this? Absolutely. Of course it is. Because he has been done dirty, and I know that this will be music to the ears for a lot of you, and not so much music to the ears for a number of people who just don't like Dillian Whyte. And I know that there's like a lot of people out there who have got wrong information, where they seem to think that Dillian Whyte has avoided this fight, he avoided Joshua, he avoided Luis Ortiz and Kubrat Pulev and all this kind of thing. Even though I've done these ones to death, and if you're still trying to push out that message, you are a moron. It's as simple as that, okay? It's always been about the WBC. Very simple. Now, quite what point Dillian has gone against the WBC with legal action, what his resolution, what he wants from a resolution is, I don't know. Again, all we can do is speculate at this point. But I would imagine it's something to do with the fact that Bob Arum, he's come out recently saying that how he's going to be petitioning to all sanctioning bodies, including the WBC, to push aside all mandatories so unifications happen. Now, while it's a fully understandable message, it's a different scenario for Dillian, because he has been number one for, 950 days, coming to 1,000 days now. That's wrong. It doesn't matter how you look at it, it's wrong. It doesn't matter whether you like Dillian, whether you don't like Dillian, whatever it may be. If you think that Wilder would have sparked out Dillian, or Tyson Fury beats Dillian, it doesn't matter. The fact is, he deserves a world title shot. And it's strange, because beforehand, before Tyson Fury defeated Wilder, a lot of people were saying how Wilder, he needs to stop avoiding Dillian Whyte and give him his world title shot, rah. And now Tyson Fury's champion, no, forget about Dillian, we need to see Tyson AJ. So suddenly now it's a case of it's okay to skip past Dillian Whyte, whereas before it wasn't. It's weird that, isn't it? You need to hold the same energy. It doesn't matter who the champion is. They need to be defending against the number one and the mandatory challenger. Dillian Whyte has been done dirty. But again, I don't know at what point he's taken legal action. Is it a case of he wants total confirmation that it doesn't matter what happens, whether Fury and Wilder, if their fight gets pushed out too long because maybe Wilder's injured and the fight can't happen within a certain period, doesn't matter, my title shot is February. Maybe it's that, or maybe he just had enough of the whole situation, of everything. The fact that he feels hard done by with everything that's been going on. He feels like he's been sabotaged with that whole UCAS situation and quite a few other things. So maybe it's everything just accumulated all together. Maybe now he has some kind of evidence and now he's going at the WBC for it. Maybe. Again, all of it's speculation until we hear it from the horse's mouth. We don't know, do we? But I'm happy that Dillian has taken legal action against WBC. It's been a long time in coming. I don't know if he's got the backing from Eddie Hearn, or maybe it's Eddie Hearn who has put in the letter to the WBC. Maybe it's him, or maybe it's Dillian Whyte's legal team. Again, I don't know. I guess I would imagine that Eddie will probably try and distance himself from it, because what he doesn't want to do is fracture any kind of relationship that he has with the WBC, because he's got other fighters. Dillian has never ever really been Eddie Hearn's top priority. It hasn't, unfortunately, and As much as Eddie Hearn has made Dillian Whyte a hell of a lot of money and he's put him on pay-per-view and all that is absolutely fantastic, of course it is. But it's the world title shot. He should have had the WBC world title shot. Again, if you want to keep on mentioning Anthony Joshua, again, you're a moron. It's got nothing to do with Anthony Joshua. Joshua's got nothing to do with the WBC. He wants the WBC belt. Whether you agree with that or not, that's what he wants. WBC, then he wants to go fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed. He don't care about no Fury versus Joshua. Of course he wouldn't. He wants to be the one in there. And why shouldn't he? Wouldn't you? Of course he would. But he's been backing himself and he hasn't been getting the same kind of loyalty back from the WBC. The WBC have allowed, for example, Deontay Wilder to push him to the one side and not give him the world title shot. The WBC seem almost like they're okay about Tyson Fury fighting Wilder and then skipping Dillian Whyte and going straight for Anthony Joshua. Don't get me wrong, we'd all love to see Joshua and Fury, of course we would. But we can still see it even without all the belts. But if Dillian Whyte is so easy, then why would Fury want to bypass him? I don't understand that. And I do see a lot of comments of, man, Tyson Fury, he'd take Dillian Whyte to school. Okay, cool. Then it shouldn't be a problem with him, should it? Because you've got plenty enough time between the Wilder rematch and the Joshua one in late summer. There's plenty of time to fit Dillian Whyte in there if Dillian Whyte's so easy. But there's probably a reason why Tyson Fury turned down the Diamond belt. There's probably a reason for that. Because he's not... I mean, I think that Tyson would be fully confident that, he beats Dillian Whyte, but he sees him as a problem. Somebody who he could possibly lose to. Same with Deontay Wilder. For me, Wilder had no confidence whatsoever. But anyway, all that aside, exactly what it is that Dillian Whyte is going for with the WBC, I don't know. Is it a case of he's doing this to absolutely secure February as his world title shot date? But again, let's not overlook the fact he's still got to get past Povetkin. That ain't no given. It really isn't. So that's what he needs to concentrate on more than anything else, is that. Let his team around him deal with the WBC while he concentrates on Alexander Povetkin. I know people, they're tempting to overlook Povetkin. You shouldn't overlook Povetkin. Okay, he's as dangerous as anybody. He really is. Anyway, that's what's going on right now. Until we hear it from Dillian, I'm sure that we'll probably see something pop up on IFL or TalkSport or something like that going forward. So as soon as it does happen, of course, I'll let you know exactly the full details if I find out before you. If you find out before me, of course, let me know. Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.